Hi guys, welcome to our Friday Handmade Happy Hour. I'm Tracy, I own Cricut Craft, and every Friday we come to you live at 1 p.m. Central, where we're going to be doing either a Cricut hack or tip or a craft project or an unboxing of our current projects for our club or the subscription box. But today we're going to do DTF prints. So if you don't know what a DTF transfer is, I'm going to show you what it is. It's direct to film. And so we did, like a few months ago before the holidays, we did a print and press party. And we did DTF transfers on a bunch of different things. So it's basically special ink that's printed on a carrier sheet that we could do and press. Today we're going to press one on a wood sign, a tea towel, and a t-shirt. But I wanted to go over, some people ask what's the difference between a DTF and sublimation. And so sublimation generally is something that you print on a printer, and they have a lot of home printers that print sublimation. And the ink is not as vibrant. Hey, Judy. The ink is not as vibrant, and it doesn't print white ink. And obviously this one does print white ink because there's a daisy. And so also on the back, although this is white, let me show you. So you'll see on the back of this one, you'll see it's white, which when you put it on, you can put it on any color item you want. And it doesn't matter if it's, it adheres to pretty much a lot of different surfaces, whereas sublimation really likes a cotton poly blend. Hey, Pat, DTFs you can do on all sorts of different things, and it doesn't really matter. Like I'm going to show you today, we're doing it on a cotton tea towel, a cotton t-shirt, a wood sign. But we've also done in the past like DTF prints where I didn't print white ink on the back, and we made this, we added it to acrylic. Or this one we added to wood. My friend Tamara from Southern Adornment painted this. We shrunk it down, and then she wanted to make little ornaments for her membership, and so we sent those to her. But we're going to do a wood sign today with the daisy. I was thinking that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Angie. And so yeah. I need to paint one more coat on my wood sign, but while I do that, we can talk about the more differences between heat press or DTFs and sublimation. So we have a big industrial printer. I'm just going to do one more coat on this. I think it's actually, I'm going to dry it with my dryer. And so we do custom in-house bundles. And this lemon sunshine one coordinated with our craft week, which was lemons and sunshines and daisies. And so, and we're about to switch to a new bundle, which is going to be patriotic, and it's going to be a jumbo bundle. And so I like to just come on and show you guys that you guys can totally do different things with these DTFs besides just t-shirts or clothing. A lot of people do custom t-shirts because that's just what it used to be usually used for. But you could add it to metal, like if you at the metal flat signs from the Dollar Tree, you can press it on there. I've tried ceramic. Ceramic didn't work the best, but if it's sublimation, if it's a sublimation product like a sublimation ceramic, then it probably would stick. I know it will stick to sublimation tumblers if you have the right. You have to have enough pressure for it to stick really well. So sometimes in like a mug press or something, you can get like an extra silicone mat where you can wrap it around the mug. So when you tighten the mug into the tumbler press, it has like extra pressure. So I'm going to show you one where I'm just using my mini Cricut heat press, and then I'm going to do one with my big heat press too. But I'm going to do one more coat of paint on here because I want it to be pretty solid. It doesn't, you don't even need to paint the wood for it to stick. I just wanted it to have a blue background because this was just raw wood. So I am just going to do one more coat, and I think it'll be good to go. But you're going to want to make sure this is very, very dry before we're going to add the heat press to it. Heat press the DTF transfer. And so I'm going to dry this. But besides that, you could print on anything, like or press it on anything. Like during our print and press party, we pressed DTF transfers on the bottom of socks. We did like for fun little sayings for like the holidays. And of course you can put it on a hat or any kind of clothing. That part's like super easy to do. But since we do crafts here, I thought, you know what, it'd be really fun to show you different ways you can use DTF, just in case you haven't seen me do that already. So this is still wet. So the plastic carrier sheet that comes with it, you don't really even, you could press these DTF transfers with an iron. I do it with my, like I have a mini travel iron that I do a lot of projects for. Like I did it with this birdhouse a few weeks ago. I did the DTF transfer. That is, oh, did I not bring it up? Oh yeah, that's this. We're going to put this on a tea towel today, but I already put it the other day on a birdhouse, and I even wrapped it around the side. And so I just did my mini travel mini travel iron, and pressed it on here. And so what I did was I figured out, how do I want to have it laid out? I cut apart the pieces I don't need. I traced a circle where I need to cut it here so it would fit. And then I took the scraps and put it right here. And then the other part that just overlapped, I just folded it around the side and then just put my iron on the corner and on the side. So it's just, there's so many ways you can do transfers that are kind of outside the box. So I'm going to let this dry. We're going to do the other transfers first, just so that has a bit more time to dry. And then, so I am going to, which one should we do first? I guess we'll do the, let's do a tea towel first, and then we'll do the, I think I'll do the t-shirt over there, and do the tea towel right here. So, okay. Somebody asked us if I did this on a tea towel. So I'm heating up my Cricut mini press. Hey, Shelly. Oh yeah, we're doing, yeah, Shelly, did she tell you about we're doing our retreat together? It's going to be so fun. I love Pam, and we're doing it with Tracy from Miss Tracy Creates. They're both awesome. So I'm just heating up my mini heat press, and I'm going to give it a quick press real quick. Like if you're doing clothing or anything like that, you wanted to give it a quick press to get any moisture out of the fabric. And then I am a lazy crafter, and I'm fine with that. I just do it directly on my wood countertop for my work table. But you do have, like I do have these like mini heat pads you could get. It does reflect the heat, which is great. But I don't know. I just like doing it on the wood, but it's totally up to you how you want to do it. So because a lot of times my design is going to be bigger than, so I'm just going to give it a quick press. My design is going to be bigger than my heat press. I might have to do this in sections. And so I'll show you how we're going to do that. And the most important thing is not wanting, when you're putting pressure, it's down, straight down pressure. Hey, Jill, it's not down and push pressure. Otherwise, the DTF that has, it has powder on here that's baked on here, and that powder is adhesive. And so when you melt it and put it on something and you put downward pressure and forward, it can slide, and you don't want that. So I'm going to do one on each side just to show you kind of what it looks like. And I'm going to do this one, and we'll see if this fits. And a lot of times if you're doing a big heat press, like the heat press behind me, which has great pressure, you can go and you can probably get it done in like 7 to 10 seconds. But since we're doing this one, let's see, it fits all over my design. So I'm going to, the big heat press uses the least amount of time because it's overall equal surface pressure and high temp. This mini heat press, I'm setting it for 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be 30 seconds. We'll probably maybe do it 20, and then we're going to let it cool. I like to let it cool and then peel it. A lot of times heat transfers can be hot peel or cool peel, but I have the best luck when I just let it cool, and then we're going to peel off the carrier sheet And then we're going to peek at it and see, how did we do? Do we need to go back and put any other pressure on any of it? So I'm going to let it cool down a second. Oh, Denise, yeah, we've done stuff with all the ladies. We're all in the same business group. And so, yes, I've done several classes with Denise from the Crafty DIYer. She does all sorts of cool stuff too. So I'm letting it cool down. And then the biggest thing, if you've never done DTFs, is either you need to just rip it fast like a Band-Aid. But if it's your first time doing it, I would not do that until you've like done a few and in practice, like how cool it needs to be before you can pull it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to just gently start to pull it off. And if we notice anything is sticking on here, we're going to put this plastic right back down and then give it more time and temperature. You definitely don't want to put your iron directly on the plastic, the DTF transfer, because it's a plasticized material. So we don't want it to melt your iron or onto your iron. But that came up like easy peasy. Nothing is on here. You can save these if you want to reuse them. Like if I saw something else that I might want to lift up, I could put it back over it and then press it again. But you guys, so cute. So that's the same one we did on the birdhouse. So I want to flip it over because I wanted to try this one. I haven't played with this one yet, but I just noticed on my work surface, I had a little glue because I've been painting a bunch of stuff yesterday. So we're going to cover that part with the DTF transfer. Okay, so this one is bigger. And so this one I'm probably going to have to do in 2 passes. So if it's larger than your heat transfer press, your heat press, I'm going to put my hand on one side and I'm going to put the heat press on the other. And then we're going to lift it up and put it straight down on the other side. So basically I'm holding it down with my hands and I'm just going to center it between these kind of 2 lines here that are already on the tea towel. And then, that way I'm holding it down. I'm putting this down on here that I'm going to make sure I don't move it. So we're just going to, and I think like it fits all the way over here, but there's a little bit at the very end. So I'll have to go back and move the iron at the end to make sure I get the little end bits and so I don't miss those out. Yeah. So I forgot to click the timer. So that other one, I think I did do the whole time was 30 seconds. And then we let it cool. That peeled great. And then if you're going to do your regular iron, you can totally use a regular iron, but it has to be dry. No water in your iron at all. No steam. And so what I do for iron settings is I set it all the way up to the steam setting and don't go past it. I don't go to the steam. I just go up to the steam. And then I make sure I don't have iron or I don't have, water in my iron. So I'm just going to lift it up. We're going to go back over here on this side, do the same thing. And because this one's kind of big, I'm going to do a few more seconds at the very end. And also because there's a seam here, if there's something lumpy bumpy, you might have to do, that's where some of these things might come in handy. If you're doing like a pillow cover with a zipper or something like that, when you're putting pressure, the zipper will sink into the heat press mat and then still give it equal pressure. So I'm going to do a few more seconds at the bottom and then we'll let this cool and we're going to do our daisy and then we'll do our t-shirt. But you can do these on so many different surfaces. All right, we'll let that cool. Now, somebody asked me in our group, like, if you did a tea towel, could you use it like how would it hold up to washing? The DTF transfers totally hold up to washing, but if it's a towel you're going to scrub with, I would probably use these more as decorative. You could use like dry your wet hands on it and stuff. You could totally do that. But if you're going to like scrub with it, it could like, not crack the surface because I don't think, because it's very flexible. I just have never tried it using it as a towel that I'm going to actually use like a regular kitchen towel where I'm cleaning the counters and all of that. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. So I'm going to gently start pulling it up and then, okay, you can't quite see this, but you can kind of see I'm pulling and you can see maybe there's like some give there, like it wants to pull, but it won't let go. So we're going to do a few more seconds over here. And so if that happens, you just need to give it, I don't know, 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds. You just want to make sure like definitely all the edges. And because this design pretty much is slightly bigger than my heat press, we might have to do more than one spot, but we'll see. And then you still have to let it cool. I think this does say like we can do hot peel pressing like with our DTF transfers, but sometimes I just find it easier to let it cool. And it is actually pretty warm, so I don't want you to burn yourself. Oh. So this little leaf, this little flower is pulling up. So I'm going to put it right back down and go over this little flower. This is where having a big heat press like behind me that covers your whole entire design does come in handy, because one, you're going to cover the whole entire design, and it's going to press equally, like with the equal pressure. And you can make tighter pressure on a heat press than you can here. Like I am holding some pressure down on it, but it's not going to be the same as your good old, really industrial heat press. So let's see. So I'm going to straighten this out. It's like this leaf and this leaf are still not quite attached. So eating my hair. I'm going to take the corner of the heat press and just put it on those two little spots. And it's already stuck down. It's not going to move now. So I'm just going to just making sure I get some good heat pressure on there. And if it will come off. It just takes a second. I don't want to like rip it, because if you rip it, because it is like a plastic type ink, it can stretch. It totally stretches. And so you don't want that. There we go. Cute. So this is super soft, and it's not going to like crack if you like scrunch it up or anything like that. And you can totally wash and dry it just like you would a t-shirt with this stuff on it. But these would be super cute as like a hostess gift for some family event. I normally probably wouldn't put one on each side, but you totally could. But I hadn't played with that other one, and I wanted to try it out. So that's our tea towel. And then I wanted to do the daisy to show you. I thought it might be fun to do blue behind it. But, and then because this one's large, we're going to have to do this one in a couple passes too. So it's the same type of concept. I'm just going to hold it down. And for definitely on wood, you want to make sure you do not move it, because that's where it can definitely slide. And you'll see like the glue a little bit, and that's not what you want. So we're just going to go straight down pressure and then rotate it. And then these actually cool faster than I feel like the cotton do. So all I did was take a wood board we have in our shop, and I just painted it blue because I thought that might be a fun background. And then I'm just going to do about 20 seconds on each quadrant. And then we're going to let it cool, and then it should peel great. This. I know we do have one-off DTFs, like individual things, but over the last few months, we've started making bundles instead of just the single designs. We do have a bunch of those in our shop, but we're doing bundles that are a better price if you just get a bunch at once. And a lot of times it's mixtures of things that you could totally do like this, like something on wood, something on t-shirt. Like I could have put this daisy on a t-shirt, really cute, or a sweatshirt or something, and would be good to go. Okay, so the last one I'm going to do is a t-shirt. And so while this is cooling, I'm going to press this real quick before I move it over there. And so I like to just do my designs like around 2 inches below the neck line. So I'm just getting any moisture out of this with my heat press. And then we're going to do this one, which is Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. And I'm just going to center it and try to figure out where I want it. Some people like to center it over like the armpits. Like this is the center line and then like the center of the t-shirt. But I like to do it depending on what size the design is, just a little bit up. And so that's kind of where I want it. So I'm going to go place this on my heat press behind me, and we're going to press it for around 10 to 15 seconds. So I'm going to place my t-shirt down. Make sure I don't have any wrinkles. And if you don't have enough pressure, you can always tighten your heat press with extra pressure. But the even pressure is what's going to make your heat press like super happy, where you're going to get the best results with overall great pressure. So let's see. Probably long enough. We're going to see. Let's see how we did. Okay, I'm going to let this cool a second. And then we're going to work on the daisy and see how we did there. It's pulling up a little right here, so I'm going to pull that up. Is there anywhere else? Right here. So I'm going to do a little more pressure in the middle of this one. But these little signs are good because, well, we just did one for our craft week. We did a miniature one for a tiered tray, and then we did... I feel like we did a bigger one. For a pillow cover. We did a pillow cover for craft week, which was all lemons and sunshine and daisies. And okay. Gonna let that cool a minute. Let's see how we did on the t-shirt. See how like that just feels like butter, and that was a lot less time than the smaller heat press. And it's so soft. Easy peasy. Okay, let's see if this is going to come off. This one's still pretty warm. I need to let this cool a little bit. It's still like definitely holding the heat. I've done it where we do one all the way around the edge. I don't know where that one is, but I did one a few weeks ago where it's a lemon one. And you just have to be careful if you're going edge to edge with the DTF when you're starting to peel it up, that you have the corner of it, like the ink is definitely on the wood. If it's overhanging, you're going to have to just like be careful and get it started. Because if you have any hanging over the edge, you just take a sanding block and sand it and it comes off. So you can totally go over the edge. It's just, it could just take you a second to just get it started. But we have other videos on our regular page here where you could go watch me do that on the sign. That one was like definitely a couple weeks ago. There we go. It's just a matter, I just have the best luck when I just let it cool, but that would be a super fun sign to add to like some of your spring display, especially with all the seasonal flowers that are blooming. Well, they're blooming for us. We're in Texas. So, but that's what I wanted to come on today and do for Handmade Happy Hour and show you how easy it is to do DTFs on different things. You want Denise's, oh, Chevy Bears. Like her printable prints. Is that what you mean? Yeah. You can, we did a class with Denise and we printed her prints and we made a sign. We did a collaboration class together. So I did a square sign with one of her designs. And then I feel like we did something else. We do custom orders if you want something particular made, but a lot of times those custom orders we do for quantity, not just one-off things. But yeah, Denise and I, we've definitely done some of her items printed on a DTF, just like we did for Tamara, where we took her design and printed it and added it to wood. So super fun and easy. But all right, guys, I am going to go. I've got to go get some other chores done today, but I wanted to hop on and for our handmade happy hour every Friday at 1. And we will see you next Friday. Who knows what I'm going to come up with then. Bye, guys.